What's going on, everyone? Scott here. Welcome back to the channel. So, Michigan State basketball moves on to the second weekend, moves on to the Sweet 16 with a 77-69 win over the six-seeded Louisville Cardinals on Saturday. And this was a game that was, it ends up being a 8-point win for Michigan State, but it definitely felt like for a majority of the game this should have been a double-digit win for Michigan State had it not been for quite a bit of turnovers for Michigan State. Finished the day with 15 turnovers. Just you're not going to win many games in March Madness or throughout the year in general with that many turnovers, especially at this point in the tournament when, the quality of the teams that are left are, very high. And Michigan State, in some ways, you got to give Louisville the credit for, forcing some of those 15 turnovers, but a lot of them were just unforced. Turnovers by Michigan State. I mean, Tom Izzo even said it immediately after the game, just kind of like, just not smart plays and turnovers. So you got to give them some credit, got to give us some blame. But overall, too, Michigan State solid defensively overall. They ended up hitting some threes, but definitely had a high volume up. They were just throwing those things up there. They didn't turn it over a whole lot either. But Michigan State able to do enough in this one. Probably Cohen Carr's most complete game, both ends of the court. You could say scoring, rebounding, defending, probably his best overall game as a Spartan in this one. Jeremy Fear sets the Michigan State NCAA tournament record for assists. So all around a good feeling day for Michigan State. And you cut those turnovers, you cut, 5 or so turnovers off that, you're looking at a, double-digit win, and you're feeling really, really good going into the second weekend. But we're going to jump into this game. But first, if you could, just hit that like and subscribe button down there. We'll have more Michigan State basketball content on the channel. We'll have more NCAA tournament stuff on the channel. So just make sure to subscribe so you don't miss a video. So starting with Louisville here, and we talked about them being without Michael Brown Jr. Ryan Cromwell was obviously at the top of the scouting report. He went 34 minutes in this one. 21 points, 7 for 15 and 5 for 11 from 3, 2 for 4 from the line, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 turnovers. Adrian Woolley was able to get 17 points to go, 7 for 10 and 3 for 6 with 4 rebounds, 3 assists as well as a turnover. But a guy that was definitely concerning to me was Isaac McNeely. He had 7 3-pointers in the first round game against South Florida. Got 9 points total in this one, 3 for 7 from 3. And then Javon Hadley able to hold him in check, 2 points on 1 for 8 from the field. Did have 3 rebounds, 4 assists. Van Gelis Zoguris, 8 points, very efficient, 4 for 5 from the field. Off the bench, Alia Khalifa, which was a guy that was kind of worried about coming in off the bench, being able to knock down a couple threes. He hit 2 in this one, but finishes with 8 points. Kobe Rogers, 2 points, 4 rebounds. Kahani Roots got in a rebound and assist, and Sanada Faru 2 points and 6 rebounds off the bench for them. And overall, Michigan State able to hold them to 69 points. That's almost, what's that, like 12 or so points, 13, 14 points off of their season average. Able to turn them over 11 times, just slightly over their average as well, hold them a little bit under their rebounding average as well, and hold them about to their average from 3. A lot of that was in the second half, though. They started to get some shots to go, and, credit to them. They kept shooting them. I mean, 13 for 37 from the three-point line. They're not afraid to shoot them, and they kept getting them up there. But we get over to Michigan State, and also last thing too on Louisville, credit to them. They kept playing as well. There was a point Michigan State had a couple moments late in the game where it kind of felt like, all right, this seems like it probably could be it, but then Louisville just kept it. Come down, hit a shot. Michigan State, say a turnover, throw it away or something. Louisville hits another shot, and you're right back feeling into this game. I mean, that's why it ends up being an 8-point game when it was maybe a double-digit game or so, but just a little sketchy down the stretch. So credit to Louisville for that. But we'll switch over to Michigan State. Off the bench, Denim Wojcik, 3 minutes in this one. No stats or anything. But he actually had a good game in the first round game. This one didn't really have. He kind of just ran the show for a couple minutes, which, was fine. But Jeremy definitely had to go pretty much the whole way in this one, and we kind of thought that coming in. We'll start with Cam Ward then, off the bench too. 17 minutes, 2 points, only got 1 shot up, 1 for 1, 2 rebounds, an assist, and a turnover. Thought he was solid in his minutes. Kurtang, 13 minutes, 7 points, 2 for 4 from the field. Both of them are from 3 and 1 for 2 from the line with a rebound, assist, and a turnover. I thought he was solid as well in his minutes and his time. But Trey Fort, again, this is the third straight game that we've seen some Trey Fort moments, and really hope it continues. 19 minutes in this one, 12 points, 3 for 5 from the field. Again, all of them were from 3. 3 for 3 from the free throw line as well. Again, he got fouled taking a 3-pointer and got a 4-point play off of that. 5 rebounds too. That's absolutely huge from the 2-guard position. We know Jordan Scott can do that as well. We've seen Kerr get a couple rebounds, but if Trey Fort can come in and get you 5 rebounds as well, hit a couple threes with an assist and a steal as well, I thought this was Trey Fort's best game as a Spartan this year, which, obviously, Izzo's kind of said it a couple times, maybe disappointing on both ends. He probably thought he was going to be the starting 2-guard for this team, and, maybe the staff did as well coming in. But, at this time of the year where you want to be playing your best basketball, especially as a senior like Trey Fort is, he's delivering. And I hope he keeps getting these opportunities, for however long this Michigan State run goes. And, going into the next game, we're definitely going to need him. Whether you're playing UConn or UCLA, you're going to need production from the 2-guard position. It's something we needed all year. And if Trey Fort can continue to hit shots like that, rebound the basketball like that, and I thought defensively too, he was solid. I mean, got a steal in this one as well, but I thought he was solid moving his feet. So really, really happy for Trey Fort in this one. We moved to the starting lineup. Jordan Scott, 20 minutes, 4 points, 2 for 4, 0 for 1 from the 3, 2 rebounds and assists, 3 turnovers. Did have 2 blocks. I saw a video after the game, Tom Izzo asking Scott and Ward, kind of like, your nerves done? Your nerves done? You're good? So hopefully that's fine, but I thought Jordan Scott did his job defensively as well. Thought he was solid. Jackson Kohler, 28 minutes in this one, 10 points, 3 for 9 from the field, 2 for 7 from the 3, 2 for 2 from the free throw line, 6 rebounds and an assist. Thought he was solid. The numbers aren't like he's not dropping 15 and 15 to 20 like he was earlier in this year, but getting a couple threes, 2 to 3 threes, grabbing his rebounds, 5 to 7, 8 rebounds a game. I think that's solid too, especially with how we're seeing Cam Ward play more, who maybe offers defensively more versatility, like on the perimeter with certain teams that you can, that you're going to play in the tournament, these different lineups, and who knows, like different matchups, whoever Michigan State plays in the Sweet 16 could be a different matchup for Kohler, where you may need Kohler to go 32 minutes in that one and need him to have a bigger stat line, but they were able to go a little bit smaller. They ran Jax at the 5 some with Cam Ward at the 4, which I absolutely love. Go with Coop and Cam at the 4 some. So that's solid. And Jax just being solid overall, and that's what we want from him as a senior. Carson Cooper, 30 minutes in this one, 9 points, 4 for 6, 1 for 1 from 3. As well. Shout out to Carson. I think that's the second 3-pointer of his career and of the season. 5 rebounds in this one, an assist, 3 turnovers, a steal, and a block. And then we get to our last 2 guys. We'll start with Cohen Carr, who I said I thought this was his best game in a Michigan State uniform because of what he did on both ends of the court. Like, he's had a couple 20-point games, in his career, and, his rebounding has greatly improved. But then sometimes it's on the defensive side of things. Like, that can be picked up. This was both ways. He did it all. Loose balls, defensively, offensively, hit a couple threes, getting to the paint, rebounding. He did it all in this one. 33 minutes, 21 points, 8 for 13 from the field, 2 for 4 from 3, 3 for 5 from the line with 10 rebounds. I believe this is his first double-double as well in his career. Only 1 turnover with a steal and 2 blocks as well. Obviously, a couple highlight plays to get the team going, but it was just all hustle for Cohen and getting to the basket, finishing around the basket. Obviously his incredible dunks and all that stuff too, but just finishing around the basket at a nice turnaround, like spin and one as well around the basket. Obviously hit a couple threes as well. Just driving to the basket, finishing around the basket, as we said too. Defensively too, I thought he was really solid, moving his feet. Obviously the steal and the 2 blocks as well. Just, I think overall, just his best game as a Spartan, and could not be happier for Cohen. And then Jeremy Fears, 37 minutes. We said he'd probably have to go most of the way in this one and have a special game. And he did. 12 points, 3 for 13 from the field, 1 for 4 from 3, 5 for 7 from the line. But the 3 rebounds, 16 assists, which sets the Michigan State NCAA tournament record for most assists in a game as well. And he just had, 11 on Thursday too, which was second all time for Michigan State and or second or third all time for Michigan State in NCAA tournament play. And then now he just set that record himself. So just absolutely incredible. The 5 turnovers, though, definitely is a problem. Did have a steal in this one, but he was able to just control everything. And some of that stuff, some of the turnovers, I think, too, was just having to go 37 minutes. Like, you're going to have to do that, though, in the tournament once you get to this point, given the Divine injury. If you had the Divine injury, you could maybe get away with 34, 35 minutes, but, I think 37 is going to have to be what it's going to be going forward, unless you're able to, say, in the first half or something, you're able to get out to a nice double-digit start. You don't want to give the other team momentum, but if you get out to a double-digit momentum, game, and you can, buy 3 or so minutes, like you can buy the, 13-minute mark to like the 9-minute mark, and maybe do the same thing in the second half. But besides that, it's going to have to be 37 minutes, I think, for Jeremy going forward. Just how he sets everything up for this team, his ability to score the ball as well. I mean, obviously 3 for 13 isn't that fantastic from the field, but he's just setting everyone up, absolutely incredibly, still being able to get points when he needs to, control the pace of the game, control everything for Michigan State, and just absolutely incredible performance and incredible start to this postseason run for Jeremy. Just got to touch up the turnovers, though. As we said, 15 turnovers from the team, 5 from Jeremy, 3 from Carson, 3 from Jordan Scott as well. A couple guys with 1 apiece, Cohen and Cohen, Cam Ward, and Kurt Tang off the bench. So that stuff's just got to be cleaned up. Some of that, I think, was kind of fatigue, tiredness, at least from Jeremy's part too. Have to watch some of the Carson and Jordan Scott ones. The Jordan Scott one, I think he just like dribbled off his hip or his leg or something, but had to look back at some of those. But overall, I think the Jeremy ones were mainly fatigue ones. So that stuff's just got to be cleaned up going forward here. We'll look at overall team stats. Field goal percentage, 41% compared to 47% for Michigan State. 3-pointers, 13 for 37 for 35%, 11 for 26 for Michigan State, 42%, 4 for 6 from the line for Louisville, 67%, 14 for 19 for 74% for Michigan State. 32 rebounds compared to 39 for Michigan State. Both had 11 on offensive side of rebounds, and defensive rebounds, 21 to 28 for Michigan State. 16 assists compared to 22 for Michigan State, 5 steals to 4, 2 to 5 for blocks, 11 turnovers for Louisville, those 15 turnovers for Michigan State, got to clean it up there. Points off turnovers too, 20 for Louisville, 7 for Michigan State, 9 fast break points compared to 10, 26 points in the paint compared to 24 for Michigan State, which that was something that I thought Michigan State would have to do in this one. They were able to hit 11 threes, which is a positive in this one. I thought that point in the paint number would have to be a little bigger, but they were able to offset that with the amount of threes they were able to hit in this one. And Louisville had a lead of 4 at one point. Michigan State got their lead up to 13 at one point. Now for Michigan State, that's going on to the second weekend. Now that is 2 straight years going to the Sweet 16. That's 3 of 4 to the Sweet 16. But this program isn't known for just getting to the Sweet 16. All right, we want to hang banners. So we got another weekend to win next week. But listen, we're going to have another tough opponent either way. Either way you look at it, whether it's UConn, the number 2 seed, or it's UCLA, the 7th seed in that game that'll be played on Sunday. Going to be a tough opponent either way. So Michigan State will have to come ready for that. And game will be on Friday. So you got a solid, 5 days or so to get ready to head to DC. But yeah, it's going to be a tough battle either way. So rest up, but get back to practice, putting, kind of finishing up some touches from this weekend, I guess, overall. Some stuff you can clean up, turnovers overall. And just incredible weekend so far, winning the weekend, I guess, if you will. Loved all the post-game stuff as well in the locker room, Izzo's speech and everything, Jeremy and Izzo's speech as well. But that'll do it for this one. Michigan State heading off to the Sweet 16. But we'll be back with a preview for Michigan State's Sweet 16 game later on this week. So thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out.